This episode is so sad, but is it good? I'm O'Reilly and I saw The Handmaid's Tale Season 1, Episode 9, The Bridge. It is directed by Kate Dennis, written by Eric Tuchman. If you haven't seen this episode, I'll spoil it for you. I like how this episode starts with Janine. She's being transferred to a different home. She has to give up her baby and just go to a different commander's home. She goes to that different commander's home and they have the first night of ceremony and she freaks out and she's like, no, my baby. This is the first we've ever seen in this series the emotional toll it takes on a woman to be separated from their baby. Man, what a terrible system. You think that a woman who wrote this, Margaret Atwood, who wrote the Handmaid's Tale book, that this series is adapted from, you think that she would know the troubles of separating a woman from her baby. And she's like, okay, I know these troubles. It's time for me to write everybody being separated from their babies. What a terrible world this is. I hate the world, but I do like seeing the humanity within this terrible world. Offred's like, hey, can I help with Mayday? There's a bunch of little handmaids at the house in which the Janine, you know, the chick without the eye, she's giving up her daughter. There's a bunch of handmaids there to be like, yeah, you did it, good job, woo! Even though it's very sad, oh my goodness. She'd be like, Mayday, and the other chick be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then later, that same chick be like, oh yeah, Mayday, right? What? Huh? Says Offred. You have to go to Jezebel's to get the package. When? Tonight. Oh, what? Okay. The chick who has Janine's baby, she's complaining about taking care of it, versus the commander of Offred's wife. She's like, you should be appreciative. Man, I wish I had a baby. Hopefully soon we'll have a baby. Who knows? Speaking of the commander, Offred goes down to the commander's office. You know, it's chilling. The commander's like, what are you doing here? She'd be like, I had so much fun, right? And of course, the commander likes her, so he's like, okay, I'll entertain you, okay. But here's the thing about the show's writing. I can't tell whether she's a Mary Sue who can convince everybody to do her own bidding, or she's just really good at getting people to do what she wants. Either way, she talks to the commander, and the commander agrees to take her to Jezebel's tonight. Oh, so convenient. If it were a better written show, there would have been some conflict like, well, I can't take you tonight. Well, how are you going to get that package now? Why is the package so time sensitive? Those are just a few questions that went through my mind watching this episode. They go to Jezebel's, they have a big old sex, the commander and Offred. And the commander's like, oh, I saw friends of yours last time. You guys were talking to each other. Well, I've arranged for you guys to meet. Here you go, have a talk. And they have like a big old they have a big old fight. Basically, she's no longer Moira, she's Ruby, and she's a sex slave like the other ones, but instead of being a sex slave in a relationship, she's a sex slave for anybody, really. She's like a stripper or a prostitute kind of dealio. But also, Offred's like, I thought you died. I'm like, why? Why do you think she died? There's no indication of her being dead at all, ever. She went on the train. As much as you know, she got out successfully. And then you were surprised to see her at the Jezebel's. I was also surprised, like, wait, how did you get caught? But I do think she deserves it. She deserves to go to the Jezebel's because she left Offred there. She left Offred to just be there. I ranted about this a couple of reviews back. The whole train scene where she just leaves Offred there. You could have been able to just go together. But I guess we need a reason for Offred to stay and observe what's happening in the society. At some points I'm like, oh, is this getting good? And then the next scene or the next line, I'm like, wait, what? Why do you think that? Where is your logic? Why are you so good at talking to people? The show doesn't really dive into that part of her personality. If it did, I would believe her ability to convince people more. I feel like this show walks the fence of the main character being a Mary Sue. I hate fence walking. Just be a Mary Sue or not. This episode also shows the commander's wife just not being able to sleep. She drinks with the Martha, and the Martha reveals that she had a 19-year-old son that died in the war. Wow, that's sad. I know you're trying to establish them as all people, right? But like, did her eggs dry up too fast and now she can't reproduce or something? What do you think would be better, to be a Martha or a handmaid in this society? A Martha just does like chores and such, dishes, whatever. It's a slavery or servant, but the handmaids, they're actual sex slaves. Commander's wife sees the commander coming up. It's late. He's like, yeah, it is late. You're correct about that. I wonder how often this happens. There definitely does seem to be a hint of a divide happening. I don't know if they're going to get divorced or if they're allowed to get divorced. They are very powerful people, very rich individuals. Here's the scene in which pissed me off the most in this episode. It's also in which the episode is titled after. Janine is like having her baby standing on the edge of the bridge. She's like, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna do it. Why did you bring a handmaid here? Oh, but they're friends. Don't you guys have people who can professionally talk people off of bridges? We have them in our world. Why don't you have them in your world, where everybody's being forced to be a slave of some sort, especially the handmaids? The handmaids are the most likely to commit suicide, so you gotta have somebody professional come, not just another handmaid. You don't know what she's going to do. You don't know if she's going to jump as well as this other handmaid. But Janine gives Offred the baby, and then she just jumps off the bridge. I like the show even is like, oh, we have to explain why Offred's here. By Aunt Lydia being like, but they're friends. That moment shows another side of Aunt Lydia. She's human. She really believes in the whole society that they live in, but she also believes in friendship. Okay. And the episode ends with Offred. She goes to the market, she gets some meat, and I guess there's a package there. Is this the post office now? Come on, come on! What is the butcher doing giving a package? Also, the show shows me that I guess the handmaids do the shopping and the sexing. The Marthas do the cleaning and all the prep work and everything. The aunts are just there to, I don't know what they're there to do. I don't know, establish the society or at least teach incoming handmaids how to be a handmaid. Doesn't even show her opening the package. I guess next episode is gonna show what's in the package. Offred was asking Moira, hey, can you give me that package? She's like, no, I don't wanna get that package for you. She ends up getting the package. You know, like women do. It's a woman trait. Overall, this episode has got me flipping and flopping between the emotions. One moment I'm like, oh, this is all right. Next moment I'm like, wait, this doesn't make sense. I shared all of my opinions. This show is directed well, lit well. The lead actress is a good actress. Everything about the show except for its writing is good. I just, don't like the show's writing that much. And the writing of a show really impacts whether I like it or not. I did notice that a lot of the scenes were in the dark. So many scenes in the dark. Even the daytime outside scenes were in the dark. The only moment of brightness is when you open those doors, when the commander's wife opens those doors into the commander's office and he's not there. It's very brightly lit. And I'm like, wait, why is this so brightly lit? Everything else is so dark. Also, I should mention that Nick keeps driving the commander and Offred to the Jezebels, and he looks like he's feeling a little jealous. I wonder what he's gonna do about it. Oh God, I don't like this episode that much. I'll have to give it, it's a 6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform where you like set $20 patreon.com/ASEPresents. If I haven't reviewed on the channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it all, so that's why I gotta get the Patreon requests in. Go to Autistic Boobs to support the daily grindiness of all the daily boo reviews. And until next time, mintsalad sauce. See you later, my sack, John's Bacon Bits. Adios.